world body cam and dash cam footages, hear the context and vote reasonable or unreasonable. We go case by case, play the video, discuss the key moments, and then pull the juror one by one, starting with guest one all the way down the line. Joe will guide us through the evidence, break down the law, and keep things moving. And like any good courtroom drama, we start with the classic intro. All rise. The Honorable mock jury is now in session. I, the bailiff, will now swear in the panel of 5 everyday heroes from X. Do you solemnly swear to judge the police use of force videos based solely on the fact that the footage and what a reasonable officer would do under these circumstances, without bias, without hindsight, and without the spirit of Graham versus Connor in mind? Say you do if you do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
All right. And I can't leave out my co-host, my cohort, Bruce Wayne. Without him, I couldn't do this show. Say hi to everybody, Bruce. He's also our producer.
Hey guys, looking for this show. Welcome all you new grand jurors. This is going to be a fantastic show, and thank you all you viewers. Looking forward to it.
Outstanding. And like I say every week, the bourbon is cold, the cigar is lit, the jurors are in their seats, the stream is streaming, everybody's in the chat just having a good time. So Joe, the floor is yours, my man. Let's take it away.
Good job. And you know what? This may be the nicest jury that we've had this far. Each one of them gave the show a compliment. So welcome to you guys. And I want to start off by saying thank you for spending a Friday night with us. But with any good grand jury, we've got one more person out there, and that's Jason. Jason's our expert witness. He's also a 30-year veteran of law enforcement out of Minnesota and the developer of the 3D response program. Tell everyone hello, Jason.
Hey, everybody. Just retired coming up on a year ago. 30 years, school cop, patrol officer, narcotics, investigations, sergeant, lieutenant, street crimes, mental health. I kind of done the gauntlet of it. It's always a fun show, and you guys will have a great time tonight.
Yes, we will. And guys, we're going to get through the instructions. Let's get to business. We've all shook hands. We've had a quick little drink. Let's get down to business. We've got some videos tonight. We'll be fortunate to get through all 5 of them, I believe. But let's talk about it. Tonight, a lot of most of the videos you'll see tonight, we'll consider, we're going to ask you to consider the use of deadly force. This is force that a reasonable person would believe can cause the death or serious bodily injury of another. Deadly force is only justified under the law when a reasonable person would believe, giving the same information available to the actor, that deadly force was necessary in self-defense or in defense of another. We'll say a third person, as we'll use another term for that. That just means not yourself, but another. You're allowed to use, or deadly force is justified if you use it to protect another person's, that you believe their life to be in danger. Graham versus O'Connor, a 1989 Supreme Court decision that directly dealt with police officers' use of deadly force, says a police officer's use of deadly force should be viewed with deference given for the swiftly evolving situation and without the benefit of hindsight. This is what the Supreme Court's asked all jurists, if you will, throughout the United States to do. When you view cases of deadly force used by police officers, we're supposed to give them deference, is another word for, fancy word for the benefit of the doubt, for a fast quickly, swiftly evolving situation and without the benefit of hindsight. In other words, what they know at the time they pull the trigger is what they can know. They can't know anything else beyond that. You can't use anything learned after that fact against them. Now, tonight we're a grand jury. Most people are very aware or have an idea what a trial jury looks like. It's a jury of 12. They must have a unanimous decision. That means everyone must agree, and they must be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt by the state. Grand jury is different. Grand jury is a gate. It's a gate that the government must pass prior to filing or formally criminally charging any citizen with an offense that would put you in prison for more than 100 days, a felony. The only thing you're looking for, and the only thing that the state has to satisfy with the grand jury is probable cause, which literally means more likely than not. It's not a very high standard. It's not beyond a reasonable doubt, whereas that when you lay your head on the pillow after making that decision, no matter how you felt about it, you knew it was the right thing because it was beyond a reasonable doubt. You had no doubt on the decision that you made. Tonight, we're just looking for more likely than not, 51%, whether the facts you're going to see tonight were justified or not. In tonight's jury, a jury may have one of two findings. Force was reasonable or unreasonable. We're not going to ask you about points of law. We're not going to ask you to go through statutes and try to satisfy some elements of the offense. That would be pretty difficult considering we're all across the country and the different jurisdictions that spreads. So we're just simply asking you, was the force reasonable or not? Now, 3 out of 5, it's not a trial jury where you have to have a unanimous decision. It's a majority decision. So 3 out of 5 votes wins the day. And the game show portion of our show is we're going to give you 10 minutes to decide. The way we'll do it is we'll present a video, and that's the evidence, which, by the way, is the only evidence that we ask that you use to measure tonight's decision. Don't bring in what you saw in another video, or I saw this video and I heard someone else's commentary. We ask you to use your own judgment tonight as a reasonable person to make the decisions tonight with just the evidence that's presented. And I'm going to give you 10 minutes once again. 10 minutes, we're going to put you on the clock. You'll see the video. You'll have a portion there to be able to ask some questions, which are, basic questions. And we'll go back. We can even go back and watch portions of the video again for the second time. And then once the clock comes up, Ron, give them a demonstration of the clock. What does that clock look like? That big red thing out there, I'm going to give you 10 minutes, and I'll help you go through it, but that's when we'll begin to deliberate, and we'll come up with a decision where you make your decision whether the force is reasonable or not. Do we have any questions before we get started? Host has muted my video. Okay, sorry, I'm getting a message there. One more thing tonight. We have something special we're going to try tonight. We call it the Ghost Juror. Put that phone number up there, Big Ron. We've got a call-in number now. If you want, and when we get into deliberation, we're going to take in one call. We'll call them the Ghost Juror. They'll join our panel for a quick discussion on what they think about the case. So anyone that's interested in that, write that number down. We'll put it up often, and you'll go into our switchboard operator, Corina. Corina is running our switchboard tonight. And she will get you into the show. With that, do we have any questions from the jurors? Any portions of the instructions you'd like for me to go over again? Or are we ready to get started? Silence is golden, Big Ron, case number 1.
Please. Okay? I want you to have options here. we're trying to give you as many options as possible.
That's a medical hold. Where is this coming in?
Okay,
I don't have a medical hold.
You're going around in a circle.
I don't have a medical hold. That's what I'm saying.
So at this point,
the medical hold is over with. That's what Casey I got out of the house. I don't have that shit no more. I don't have a medical hold.
So
you're on one right now.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm not at the hospital.
We just put you on one.
You can't put me on no medical hold at the hospital. I'm not on no medical hold. I'm not on the medical hold, man. I'm not on the medical hold, bro.
Okay, come on, let's go.
No,
let's
I'm
go.
not.
Come on.
I'm not.
If you don't go, we're going to make you.
I don't have a reason.
We cannot guarantee your safety, okay?
Come on.
I don't have a reason.
We're giving you so many opportunities. Please
I don't have a reason.
We're literally begging you to please walk out.
I'm begging y'all to please walk out.
Okay.
I don't have a problem, man.
Let's go.
You want to just walk out with us?
No, I don't.
Don't fight us.
I'm not. Can y'all back up off of me, though?
Okay.
Can y'all please back up off of me, man? That's all I'm asking you is back up off of me. I'm not fighting y'all. Y'all fighting me.
Clevon.
Let's just. There you go.
Y'all fighting me.
Okay.
Y'all fighting me.
Walk out.
You hear? Y'all way! You don't hear? Y'all way! Oh, got me, man. Get the fuck up off me, man. What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? Oh.
2214 fighting with one.
Come on.
Let's go. Hello.
He's grabbing my gun!
Let's see his hands. Get his hands. Get your hands up.
Roll him on his back. Where's the gun? It's still in my holster.
There you go, folks. There's your first case. Do we have any questions or any portions of this video we'd like to watch again?
I kind of wish I could see a different angle of the guy grabbing the gun, because you can't see anything right then. You just hear him say, "He's grabbing my gun."
You'll have that with these police videos. They're not made on a sound stage in Hollywood, so you kind of get what you get. Imagine what it was 30 years ago when this didn't exist.
I know. I just wish there was another officer with a body cam on.
Nope. How about you want to go back and watch that portion again? Maybe you can make a better discernment.
I don't think so. I was watching pretty closely.
Let's watch it again.
Okay.
Oh, I don't.
Don't fight us. Do
I'm
not
not.
fight
Can
us.
y'all back up off
Okay.
of me, though?
Okay.
Can y'all please back up off of me, man?
Do
That's
not
all I'm
fight us.
asking is back up off of
Okay.
me. I'm not fighting y'all.
Take a
Y'all
deep
fighting
breath.
me.
Devon, let's just. There you go.
Y'all fighting me.
Okay. Take
Y'all
a
fight me.
walk out.
You hear? Yahweh! You don't hear? Yahweh! Oh, God, man. What the fuck up off me, man? What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? Oh,
22-14 fighting with one.
come on, come on. Let's go, high low. He's grabbing my gun! He's grabbing my gun!
Hope that maybe give you another look at that. I know you don't see video of that, but sometimes you have to use your other senses in the environment around there to try to make some sort of discernment there. Anybody? Does anybody have any other questions?
I'm a little concerned that you hear him saying he's grabbing the gun, but you don't know which officer it is.
Well, that's deliberation time. I mean, that's what we'll discuss in deliberations. If there's anything anybody wants to see again, we'll see it again. If not, we'll put the clock up.
The other thing that seemed a little weird to me was how fast the shots were fired immediately after said he's grabbing my gun.
Let's put a clock up, Big Ron. That's deliberation. Who says
That
that?
doesn't surprise me. That's contagious fire. I mean, one cop starts shooting, they all shoot.
This was only one officer fired.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's, you've got two of them fighting with him, and he's grabbing my gun, and then immediately it's pop, pop, pop. It's like, was the other officer's gun already drawn?
Yeah, Jason,
Or
isn't it
can they
typical?
literally draw that fast?
Jason, quick question for you. Isn't it typical for law enforcement for one to be non-lethal, the other one to be ready with lethal in any kind of situation like this? Or is it dependent on the individual department policy?
It depends on the scenario and what you're walking into. It's a fluid thing.
And I'll make this note: a violation of a department policy is not a violation of the law. It wouldn't be a matter for a grand jury.
Now, I have some concerns that, first of all, he's saying, all right, he's grabbing my gun. Next here, you hear pop, pop, pop. And then the guy says something about the gun. He says, no, it's still in my holster. So it could be maybe the guy, while he was
did not hear
struggling, his arm reached out
I did not
and
hear that.
looked like, hello?
Yeah, at
I
the
did-
end, the officer said, "Where's
He
the gun?"
said it
"It's
at the
still in
end,
my-
yes.
it's
All right,
still
guys,
in
It's
my
still in my holster.
Listen. Let's don't get the space disease where we're talking all at the same time. Go ahead and finish up your point, Kate, and then I want to give others a chance to respond. I think we have two who want to respond to you.
Okay, but I feel that maybe the perpetrator was reaching out, as he was struggling, and it looked like he was going to take the gun, but maybe he really wasn't because he wasn't in the right frame of mind.
So, okay, who wanted to respond to that? Was that Maker?
I didn't hear him say anybody say that it was still in the holster, and I also thought it was weird that the one officer was phoning in that they were fighting, but I suppose that's department policy.
She was on the telephone?
She was making a radio call saying they're fighting.
Jason, do you want to explain to them timestamps and why officers do that so quickly?
Yeah, every time you transmit, there's a timestamp on it. So when you if you're with somebody and you say I got one at gunpoint, the reason you say that is so it can be stamped that you told them I have one at gunpoint. That will play up in court later to create that timeline.
Okay. Yeah, I just felt like she was distracted. I don't know. I was watching the sample videos yesterday. It was like one of the guys got shot. One of the people got shot
Hang
because there
on,
was
Grumpy.
a dog there.
Hang on. That's bringing in another case, right? We're going to talk about another case on top of this one. That's not fair to the people you're making the decision for, is it?
That's true. I was just saying that I thought that the officer was distracted because she was making the call.
I think the body cam video was from the crisis management officer person, not the actual two police officers that were responding, which is I think a different role. But
so that's the social worker.
Yeah.
Now look, it was a police officer, and you had two that were hands-on, and I don't know that there was much room for her to necessarily get in there. What she would have done other than met some sort of a DEI quota in that fight.
Okay.
Okay. Where we at? We're at 6 minutes. Let me ask you this: do you think it's reasonable that the officers believe that their life was in danger?
No. I don't believe their life was in danger.
No, I said, is it reasonable for them to believe, with deference and without the benefit of hindsight, is it reasonable for them to believe that their life was in danger? And somebody's got a mic open.
Yeah, Joe, for me, the one officer that can't see, the one officer that's trying to retain the weapon, he states that he's going for my gun. The other officer...
I think we lost you, Grumpy.
I was just going to say, sorry, Joe. The second officer, the first officer says that he's going for my gun. The second officer can't necessarily see that. He doesn't have full awareness of it. All he knows is that there's a reasonable threat that the suspect is reaching for a firearm, and in that case, now he's authorized to use, I think, lethal force to defend himself, protect the other officer or anyone else that might be in the vicinity if the guy is going for a gun. So that I think is pretty reasonable for that one officer to respond in that manner.
Okay, that's a fair assessment, I think. Emmy, we haven't heard from you, and I want to hear what's your overall opinion of this one.
I feel like the guy, he looked like he had a serious mental breakdown. I mean, a really bad one. And he's really, he's pretty big. And they were struggling between the two, or maybe was it three, between them to get him down in the first place. And I mean, yeah, it looks like, in this situation, I'm sure pure adrenaline is running through. Because it's not only is it is he a danger? It's bizarre. Because it's, what is he screaming to, first and foremost? And it's does he think I'm going to attack him? Yeah, in this case, I don't know. I hate to say it, but yeah, that's a big guy. That's a really big guy. I don't know how strong he is, but he seems pretty strong. So if he was grabbing for that gun, I'm not sure.
Right. So that's the if he was grabbing for the gun. We can't see it.
Very true.
Yeah, we can't see it, but you're allowed. I think officers are allowed to respond to what other officers are stating, and if he's reaching for that officer's firearm, that's That's enough to warrant, I think, deadly force. Now, I would rather have seen like non-lethal force applied first or some kind of escalation of force, but the guy clearly went from passive resistance to active resistance pretty quickly. And there's obviously a known mental health issue with this guy. There was a medical hold that they talked about before. So there was some level of some experience or some previous interactions, I think, that they're drawing from with this specific person. That's me making an assumption, but he was on a medical hold previously. He talked about that. And then, staying out of the whole involuntary committal laws and stuff like that. I think it's pretty reasonable for the first officer that says he's going for my gun. The second officer can rely on those statements. Like, if you pulled the gun out, one officer can say gun, 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 and the other officer's never seen the gun can rely on that officer's statement. So I think it's a reasonable justification of force, even if I'd like to have seen some like non-lethal stuff applied prior to it, but that's a department policy issue.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable too. I mean, it would be nice to see it, and that's why I asked to see if we had another camera angle. But if we don't, then I'm going to go with what I heard, which is that the officer said he's got my gun, and maybe he reached for it or so.
Well, let's talk about that. We've got about 2 minutes from a grab a vote for him. Let's talk about is it reasonable for one officer to believe in good faith that the cries of another in a fight like that? Another officer says he's got my gun. Does that officer have an obligation to, like, hang on, well, let me vet that up? I mean, does he really have your gun? Or can you give the officer the deference, if you will, in good faith?
In practice, if I'd worked with the other officers, I would think I would calibrate it. But if I had never worked with the officer, I would probably trust him.
You say I trust him until I know him, and then I'll know if I can trust him.
Yeah, that's what I kind of said. Yeah.
Fair enough. I think I didn't want to work with anybody I didn't trust. But I tell you what, that's the first one. They're going to get harder from here. Let's get a vote on this one. I'm going to you first, Jarbot.
Yeah, I vote. Yeah,
not?
Reasonable use of force. Yeah, sadly, but yeah.
There's one. Kate, reasonable or not? Grandma Kate, you with us?
You're muted.
Oh, you're muted.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I was muted. Sorry. Not reasonable use of force.
Very good. Grumpy.
Reasonable. It's unfortunate, but reasonable.
Very good. Emmy.
Reasonable.
Maker.
Yeah, I got to go 51-49 reasonable, just because you got to believe what the officer said.
Big Ron posts the verdict. That looks like a lawful but awful but lawful event, according to our juror. Jason, do you want to weigh in on this one? Those of you that don't know, Jason, within his 30 years of vast law enforcement experience, he's a train the trainer, or in others, he teaches how to deal with people with mental illnesses that are in crisis. But any comments you want to make on this one, Jason?
Yeah, the first one is that I've actually been in fights before where somebody's grabbing my gun and my partners don't see that. And if you've never been in a fight like that, if you lose your gun, it's game over. So once he reaches for that other guy's weapon, the officer's weapon, lethal force is justified. As far as when they approached this guy, the way they were communicating with him, it didn't need to go this way. It's a medical call, a mental health call. He said, just back away from me. Well, back up, give it some time. Most mental health calls are like 45 to 60 minutes long to talk them down. I think their mistake is they didn't do a good job up front. And they probably could have got him to walk out to convince him of that. But the way it went down, it was so close and he was so big. And if somebody's grabbing the gun, the use of force is justified. But I think it could have went better. So I do put a little blame on the officers the way it went, but it went the way it went, and use of force was justified.
You know, I'm not going to kick them square in the nads on it. I'll tell you, it's one of the most difficult things when you've got someone who's mentally ill that you're going to have to take them into custody. You've got to get them into a 72-hour hold because the law says so. This is not somebody you want to fight, and you got to put him in handcuffs. And it's much better if you can like talk him out there and explain to him it's no big deal. Maybe even handcuff him in the front in cases if everything's going cool, because this is the person that you're like an ambulance that's having to handcuff him. That's where you're taking him. You take him to get medical care. This is not a criminal. But sometimes when you have to fight them, it's rough. I never liked fighting anyone to take them in on what we call a white warrant or a Baker hold in some states. But it's where you get the 72-hour mental evaluation hold. And yeah, I kind of agree with Jason. I think they could have backed off. I don't know exactly what the details were prior to this. The call was because of this person and the issues that he was having. And the other thing is that was a real tight space they were into. You almost have to leave the apartment to give him any room. Anybody have a final comment on that before we move along? And remember, the first one's the easiest one. No comments? Big Ron, let's talk about some Range-Minded Podcast. Folks, we support small content creators here. And Range-Minded Podcast has been here from the beginning. Nominated for a Gundy last year in Podcast of the Year. Of course, that was a stiff field. He didn't make it, but he was damn sure on the stage. The Range-Minded Podcast. Big Ron, let's show him a promo of the Range-Minded Podcast. You guys give him a follow and go to his website.
I love me some Range-Minded Podcast, guys.
Have you ever wondered to yourself, man, what time does the store close? Or where's the best cheeseburger near me? Well, I'm not going to answer those questions. That's what your damn phone is for. Use that. Instead, if you have stuff related, to the 2A world, I'm your man. My name's Steve. I run the Range-Minded Podcast. On the podcast, we talk about all things Second Amendment, whether it be new guns or gear. Maybe we talk about some training. We'll dig into Washington and the shenanigans they get up to. Sometimes we talk about the Supreme Court and the crap that they're doing. It's always a good time, a little smorgasbord of the 2A, if you don't mind me using that narrative. Either way, you can find us whether on YouTube or Rumble, Range-Minded Podcast. I'm also on all sorts of streaming services, wherever you listen to your podcast. Range-Minded Podcast. You can jump on the website, rangemindedpodcast.com. Maybe stop by, buy a patch and some other things. There you can link to the social medias and all that other stuff. Hope to see you there. It's always a good time. Anyways, you guys have fun, stay safe, and always stay range-minded. See you guys soon.
Folks, give him a follow or subscribe anywhere that you get a podcast. The Range-Minded Podcast is there. And go to his website. He's got some pretty cool swag, patches and stickers if you're into that. And his podcast is absolutely anything individual freedom, 2A, and good guncraft stuff on his podcast. Puts it out once a week. Give him a follow and help him out. Okay. Let's get on to it, Big Ron. Case number 2.
Case number 2 coming up. And don't forget, guys, you can call in and be the first ghost caller.
Hey, job so.
No, don't say, because he's... Yeah.
Come here.
Hey!
Let me see your hands.
Let me see your fucking hands, bro! Let me see your hands! Give me your fucking hands! No! Shots fired at the police! 10-1, 10-1! Shots fired at the police! 82nd address to 10-1, 10-1! Shots fired at the police!
All units head over there. 82nd address to 10-1, shots fired at the police.
Crystal, you good? 10-1, shots fired at the police!
We have a 10-1. We need an ambulance.
You need an ambulance! Ambulance, now! I can't get my partner!
We're rolling an ambulance for 82nd address, so we are rolling an ambulance.
Squad, my partner's hit! My partner's hit! Give me an ambulance, now!
We have an officer shot. 10-1, 82nd address, so officer shot.
Squad, I can't get to my partner. I'm upstairs. Roll the SWAT team. Roll the SWAT team.
Alright, step forward. All units head over there. 663 charges. We're rolling an ambulance.
Hey, call the police!
Hey, I'm calling them now.
Call them!
Somebody got shot.
Yeah!
Somebody got shot.
Squad, roll everybody. Roll the SWAT team, SWAT.
Ambulance is rolling. 663 charges. Ambulance is rolling. We have an officer charge. 663 charges. Go ahead. We have ear. Are you running behind anybody? Maybe second address, 632. I see you pulling out. What is the officer right now?
Squad, we're on the second floor. Hurry up. Come on, Chris. Hear me. Stay with me.
Alright, what's the good location? I heard second floor. What's the good location for the second floor?
Camera. Jesus and Drexel. Over here.
Hey!
Let me see your hands.
Let me see your fucking hands, bro! Let me see your hands!
Let me see your fucking hands. Hands. Hands.
Let me see your fucking hands!
Okay, folks, that's your second case. This one is a little bit different. This happened down in Chicago. Those were two detectives that were pursuing a wanted felon. He had a arrest warrant. And somebody's got a mic open. If you would mute that up for me, I appreciate it. So foot pursuit begins. He runs into a building. You can hear him. There's two doors to get in here. The first one, he was able to get in, and the officers were not. You saw the female officer was pushing the buttons of buzz in to get someone to buzz the door so they could get access. But if you listen, you can hear the suspect on the inside yelling, it sounded like he said free. He's calling someone by their name up the hallway, let me in, let me in. So when the officers get access, and they go into the vestibule, you'll see the suspect running up the stairs in front of him. So it seems like the suspect would have gotten some distance in front of the officers, but he didn't because he was stuck on the interior door on the vestibule. So both of them get access where they're going at the same time. Male, female officer pursuing up the stairs. He goes into the door. They see him go into the door. They're pursuing a fleeing felon, so they put the foot on the door to push it open. He actually doesn't shut the door. He's standing there holding the door shut, and the officer kicks on it a couple of times. And then if you'll remember, and we'll go back and watch this again. I just want to tell you this, so when you go back and see it, it'll maybe line up for you. When you get to the interior video, the security video with no sound, It's above the door. The officer would, if that was your eyeballs, the officer would be standing behind you. So you're looking into the room. But what you do see is that when the officer finally puts the boot on it and kind of gives it a good push, the suspect abandons holding the door, rolls over the couch, and heads back into the back of the apartment where everyone else had. But there was also a male in a dark colored shirt that pointed a gun at the doorway when the door was being kicked. The officer responds or reacts to that gun being pointed at him, and as he steps back, he shoots his own partner. He killed his own partner with pushing around. I want to go back and watch it after me telling you the story. I want you to go back and watch that video one more time, keeping that in perspective. And then I've done something on this one that I never do. I've got you a slow motion version of the action part of that so that you can try to get a better look at what was going on there. But let's go back and watch the video again, just from inside the stairwell. We don't need to see the rest of that. Let's go back to what they show of. And this is a cope of release. And I don't know there was much more to see on the female officer's body-worn camera, but they cut that pretty quick. I imagine there were some sounds there, and I'm glad they didn't leave that in there. But I don't know that there was any evidentiary value in what they cut.
Hey! Let me see your hands! Let me see your fucking hands, bro! Let me see your hands!
Let me see your fucking hands!
Let me see your fucking hands!
Now, you're seeing this is real time, right? When he's yelling free and coming up the stairwell, that's what you're seeing these people do. They're reacting to that. And now the suspect is in. Well, I'm sorry. Let me back it up and show you. The suspect's actually in. Suspect's in right now. When the second child gets up, the suspect is in the door. You can't see them there, but they're holding the door. The door got kicked. He abandons the door, flips over the couch. But let's go back. One more time here. See the guy in the black shirt? He comes out with a firearm and absolutely points it at the front door. All right, let's take that down. Any questions on this video, folks?
Joe, can you show the officer, the female, the second body cam view? It looks like it's partially obscured when the gun is presented inside the apartment. Can you just freeze it like when that gun would have been there? It's hard to see. So it looks like the partner is blocking the view of that officer. She can't see inside the room because he's blocking it, and then he moves out of the way and accidentally fires his firearm. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, yes. I believe he stumbles, and you can't see because her body camera really doesn't pick it up. But let me try to roll it there. See how his feet are now?
Yeah, that foot kicked out. Yeah.
1 foot on the ground. He slips and falls is what he does. And he's reacting. He sees the gun. She doesn't necessarily see the gun. But when he does that, he spins around and puts a round down that hallway and kills this lady, kills this officer. Tell you what, I'm going to give something that I don't normally do. I'm going to give you a better analysis on this video. This is slow motion.
Yeah, there's the gun.
No doubt you can see No doubt you can see it. Now, remember, his body camera is mounted on his chest. So what you're seeing is that where his chest is turning. So as he turns back, we saw that the crazy foot angle there. That's what's happening to him right now. He's trying to get back out of the doorway. I don't know that he's even, quite frankly, I don't know that there's a big concern of his officer, of his partner there, or that he even knew his partner was directly behind him at that point.
Yeah, and I don't even think he's aware that his firearm went off because he yelled shots fired at
Okay,
officers.
well, hang on. We don't want to deliberate here. I just want to give you the evidence. Watch on the wall to the top right side of the door. In fact, you can see it now. This looks like a dot, maybe like an insect on the wall by the top. I'm sorry, left hand side of the door frame. Yeah, watch that area. Do you see it?
Yeah, is that the brass?
At the shell case, yeah.
That's the brass.
Okay.
And it was only one shot, and the one shot was fatal. All right, Big Ron, let's put up a clock. Well, Big Ron got you. He gave you 17 seconds on a very hard case. Good job, Ron. Okay, on this, we're going to pretend that we're looking at the reasonable, unreasonable standard. But what we're really looking at is that, is this a forgivable accident or not? So is it... That's where we're going to put it. Was this a reasonable accident or not? I want to go to Maker. Maker, I want to go to you first. Give us your initial opinion on this. How do you feel?
I mean, yeah, to me, it's a reasonable accident. What I don't really like is the fact that he never understood that he fired the round and was, calling on the radio, shots fired at police. And the other guy, obviously pointed the gun and then decided not to fire and ran into another room. Now you've got SWAT coming and other officers coming that are thinking that this guy shot an officer. So, what happened? How did they get subdued? All that stuff. Yeah, it's obviously an accident. The guy didn't realize he shot.
Right. I mean, he knew a gunshot went off, and I think he may have known he shot. But
but that's not what he's saying on the radio.
I'm not going to go any further than that. No, he said shots fired and his partner's down. He did say that.
Yeah, I think he's aware that his firearm went. He discharged his firearm. I don't know if he was aware that he struck his partner, but I mean, even when the adrenaline's kicking, you know when you fired. I mean, his finger probably shouldn't have been on the trigger if he was moving that way, but that's a different conversation. But I think he was aware that his fire went off, and I think that the indication that you're aware of that is he was explicitly saying shots fired at police. I think I think psychologically he was trying to justify like his use of his own firearm as well. Like he didn't just say shots fired, shots fired, shots fired. He said shots fired at police. And there's a distinction there. I think that he's well aware that his firearm went off and he only started processing, wait a minute, I only heard one gunshot. I need to make sure I create a clear record that I believe shots were fired at police. I have a slightly different take than Maker, but
that's a big stretch to me. I mean, I think he's pushing hard. He chases up the stairs. He pushes that guy out of the way. He thinks he's okay, and then there's the second guy, and he sees the second guy with the gun. And he's like, "Oh shit!" And he backs up and he falls over. I don't think he's processing. He's like, "Well, I should say that there were shots fired, so they think it's the other guy and not me," and all that. And because it didn't work, right? We know that he was the one that shot because nobody else had shot their weapon. So
you feel that it's confusion is reasonable in that scenario?
Yeah, I can see chasing the guy up the stairs, and then he's trying to block you out of the door, and you push through. And you don't know there's a second guy there, and then he startles you, and you see he's a gun because you're a cop, and you like the first thing you see is you see the gun. You're like, and you duck out of the thing, and you fall.
Okay, fair enough. I want to go to Emmy. Emmy, what do you think? Are you with us, Emmy?
Yes, so sorry. Yeah, that happened so fast. I couldn't even. That was insane. I would say it happened so fast, man. And then how quickly his partner got shot. Now imagine if that guy would have kept on going and never got shot. Kept on going to the door, sees him shoot out. Like, yeah, I think he saw the gun being pulled up. It is what it is. It's between you and me. I mean, that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. Because why are you coming out with a gun? I mean,
Well,
whether
be
you know
fair.
I'm a police officer
Let,
or whether
let,
you know.
let me
Hmm?
ask you this. Let me pose this question for the third party there that wasn't being chased. He's evidently in his own home. You hear the guy downstairs, free, free, open up, free, free, let me in. And then he goes up to evidently Free's apartment. Free may not know that it's the police chasing him. He may think that there's some sort of an assailant coming up and this assailant's coming into his apartment. Maybe this is, I don't know that you could put too much. Is it reasonable for this guy to believe that some bad shit's happening at his door and he arms himself as like a blue-blooded American?
Um, I think I'm not sure why he was running, but they all ran into the house. It's giving very suspicious energy. And when the officer went in, the guy flips over a couch. Like, I mean, he could have been running for his life, but yeah, you see that gun? It's pointed up. Um, yeah, it's not much of a question to me. It's just like the guy. I mean, he just automatically pulls. Yeah, so I see what you're saying. It's tricky, but if they were involved in other business, I want to know what the backstory is behind this too.
Well, I mean, on prima facie, on its face, I think that it's reasonable.
You mean it's reasonable for the third party to defend his house?
Right, for the third party to be just as confused as everyone else,
Yeah.
and that his actions, I don't believe, were necessarily nefarious. And he didn't shoot. Once the door came open, he saw it was police officers. He didn't shoot. Let's go to Kate. What do you think, Kate?
I think that it was definitely a reasonable accident because judging by, first of all, when the gun went off, it was in the hallway. I can make the distinct sound of the echo of the hallway, the acoustics. And I could see the guy that rolled over the couch. He was afraid, grabs the other one, and they go running in the room. So they had no intention of hurting the cop, and I don't think they wanted to get hurt. But the officer seeing the gun, he got scared and fell backwards. Henceforth, the gun going off, unfortunately, it went in the direction of the other officer. So I definitely think this is a reasonable accident, and I would not hold him accountable.
Okay, folks, we have our first ghost caller on the line. Let's put this up like this. We've got, I believe, Aaron on the line. Aaron, do you want to make some comments on this case out of Chicago? We still have Aaron lined up. Aaron once, Aaron twice. We may be having some technical difficulties. All right, well, let's go back to our business here. Well, we have 2 minutes. Who haven't heard? I've heard from Jarbot. Yes.
Yeah, briefly. I want to say, like, I think it's completely reasonable for the guy inside the house. He doesn't know let's assume that guy's name is Free. The suspect knows the police is chasing him, but the guy inside the house has no idea what's happening until the door busts in, and I don't even saw the officer right away. And it looked like they were wearing plain clothes with maybe a tactical vest on. So it's completely reasonable for the guy inside the apartment to want to defend his apartment. And it's a tragedy. I think it was an accident, but there might be some gross negligence conversations to happen around this because, he probably shouldn't have had his finger on the trigger. And, I don't know. There's a lot more of that conversation, but I think the partner's family has a legitimate case for a lawsuit against the officer that fired the gun.
They've got well, we'll talk about that afterwards. Any more comments on this case? Everyone feel pretty comfortable with a decision if I ask you to vote now?
I had a
Yeah,
really quick
what
question.
can I?
Did the first officer shoot first, and then the person that shot the second officer?
No, there was a single shot fired. It was by the officer. Now there was two guns. There was two guns there for sure. The crook had a. When I say the crook, the homeowner had a gun pointed back at the doorway, and the officer moves out. But it was the only officer's bullet was the only one fired, and it's the one that struck his partner and killed her.
Hey, Joe, let's try to bring up our ghost caller again.
Let's try that again. 1, 2, and 3. Ghost caller, do we have you? Corey. Aaron, can
Hello?
you hear me? There we go.
I can hear you.
Were you able to see the
Yeah.
video? You want to make some comments on this case out of Chicago?
I saw some of it. There's a huge delay, so I'm way behind you guys, but that's a terrible accident. I couldn't even imagine.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think it's reasonable to say that this was an accident that somebody doesn't necessarily have to pay for, that there was no malice in it, that it's kind of like, dropping a glass of water? I know that sounds cold and callous, but essentially he's tripping and pulls the trigger.
Yeah, I do. I think his life is kind of ruined after that. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, folks, I didn't post the entire video. There's a portion of there where he's trying to get his partner down the stairs, and it's clearly knows that she's expired, and you can feel it. It's a rough video, but this is one that it was in the news in the Chicago area national for a while. And when it came out today, I absolutely thought we should have it on there. But I also want to thank Aaron. Aaron, thank you. You are our very first ghost juror. The first time we've done that, where we've had a caller join our jurors and putting in their 2 cents on a jury verdict. So congratulations, and thank you for breaking the ice. The rest of you guys get out there, call the number. We've got it up here. It's not hard. Aaron proved the rest of you guys are just weak. But you can step up and you can be non-weak like Aaron. And call in and put in your 2 cents on these verdicts here. With that, thank you, Aaron.
And by the way, Joe, you did have the part where he was dragging the partner kind of down the stairs a little bit to be out of the way.
Yeah, bro, it gets worse where he cradles her and takes her down. I edited it. It was bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see that.
Let's get a vote, guys. Let's get a vote.
Can I ask a question real quick though? Are we discussing like use of force against the officer against the partner? Like what do we?
If his accident was reasonable is what I'm asking. And that's really not a legal standard. The more, okay, for it to be murder, it has to be intentional. He had no intention, obviously, and I don't think the state could come up with any evidence unless there's some text messages somewhere saying, I'm going to kill this bitch. So that's not even on the table. You could look at it, was he so negligent and careless in his behavior that it was criminal, right? It's not criminal to have an accident, but it's criminal to be negligent when a reasonable person would believe that your actions could cause that damage, right? And I think what the question is here, was it reasonable that he's actually stumbling and he wasn't necessarily in control of himself when the shot went off, making it him not culpable, to versus he is culpable and should go to prison or should face some sort of criminal penalty for his careless actions? That's I know it's a long way, but that's really what I'm asking. Should he be penalized for his careless actions, or was his careless actions reasonable under the circumstances that it happened?
I think we all said reasonable. So
Jarbot, reasonable or not?
Yeah, I think it was reasonable, but there's like he was negligent, and like where there's going to be a fine line, I think, with the family and civilly or something, but not criminally.
We're not asking you about the civil
stuff.
Yeah,
no, I'm just I agree. I'm just
okay. Which way do you lay on that fine line? Because I agree, it's a fine line. So you're on the
it's a reasonable accident.
Very well, Miss Kate.
Reasonable accident.
Thank you, ma'am. Grumpy, what say
you? Reasonable.
Emmy.
Accidental discharge.
Emmy, your verdict.
reasonable, but I'm apprehensive what Jason's gonna say when I hear this.
Don't worry about Jason. Maker, what do you say?
I'm going to say reasonable. And even the whole idea of his finger on the trigger, because he saw a gun inside, that would give me reasonable cause to actually put my finger inside of the trigger hole. And then he tripped. So, yeah, I say reasonable accident.
Very good. Big Ron, post that verdict. Reasonable. And that's 2 for 2 lawful but awful situations we've seen tonight. Jason, you have any input that you want to put in on this one?
Honestly, Joe, that's the worst video I think you've played in 2 years. That was horrible to watch. The one thing I think everybody's missing here is the physiological response to stress. And you can hear in his voice when he's up there calling SWAT, in his mind, he did not shoot his partner. In his mind, he was in a place of, I mean, he's code black. I feel horrible. It was horrible to watch, but he thought he saw a gun and he backtracked, and it's just a reaction in his mind right there. Time slowed down to a snail's pace. He's panicking like no tomorrow. He's in fight or flight mode. I don't fault him for it, and it's just, that's a horrible one. I feel so bad for that officer. There's no intention to hurt his partner. And even on the civil side to it, I think there's enough expert witnesses that would kind of say this was not intentional. I mean, I feel bad for him. I really do. That's horrible.
Yeah, and you should thank me that I edited literally about 7 minutes of him trying to get her down the stairs, cut close to his camera. Think about that, Jason.
That was horrible to watch.
But I wanted to play it. It's something that's it's gone around. Our good friend Corey Brooks. Back to, you know what? Let's talk about Corey Brooks. Jason, Big Ron, do you know that Corey Brooks started a podcast this week? The Red Hill podcast?
I heard rumors.
Did you call him a boomer?
Well, that too, but no, I've heard rumors.
Oh, rumors. Well, check out his promo. Corey's, for those that would like to know, we'll tell you. Corey started a podcast and he runs it on Thursdays, but he'll bring up stimulating conversations. Typically, he likes to stick with 2A and just freedom-loving stuff, but you never know what is going to come out of Corey Brooks's mouth. But let's watch this.
They frame me in a picture, Sharpie horns on my head, every rumor like a scripture, they repeat what they were fed. Yeah, I'm walking through the whisper, let them burn me in their tails. I keep receipts in my ribcage, every scar, every DD. Call me the villain, paint me in black, blame every crack in your heart on my back. But when the curtain's falling and every mask is gone, you'll see the villain was the hero all along. Yeah, I'm the villain. I'm the hero all along.
Yeah, folks, that's Corey Brooks at Corey Brooks on X. I think it's RE4050 or something like that. But if you didn't notice from his intro, he's a Marine Corps veteran, combat veteran. Has raised 3 fine sons and some daughters, but the sons are pictured there, and he's an absolute freedom-loving American, and that's what his podcast is pretty much about, that in conversations. And guys, I'm going to tell you a secret. The guy behind the Ghost Juror badge down there just might be Corey Brooks. So, Corey, do you want to talk a couple of minutes on your podcast and maybe what you got coming up? Of course, I didn't tell him I was going to throw him out there in the middle of the street like that. Corey going once, Corey going twice. Hit the gavel, Big Ron. Case number 3.
Okay, never mind.
Oh,
There you know.
well,
Go
just
Go
in
on.
time. Just like a Marine. you just barely making it.
Hey, yes, Red Hill Podcast. We talk about everything Second Amendment, especially Illinois laws and what they're working on in Springfield, and how much restrictions that they are going to come up with, even more restrictions that they always have here in Illinois, more gun control, and all of the BS that they are running down in Springfield. That is what my podcast is about. It's about anything in Washington, D.C., Springfield, all throughout America. If you're a freedom love American, please check out Red Hill Podcast. And thank you for the plug, Joe.
No, absolutely. We support our small content creators, and Corey does a lot for our show and has done a lot for us in the past. He was one of the original grand jury members back in the day when we first started. But let me put this number back up there. Give us a call, guys. We'd like to try to do a ghost juror on every case going out, and this is our 3rd case. Big Ron, let's run it.
3rd case coming up.
Woodbridge Police, 108.
East Athens, Shreveport, Reading.
Yes, we've got multiple calls. Officers are responding out there now. Are they separated at this time that you can tell?
No, he's in the driveway hitting how to get rid of the bat. He has 2 baseball bats. He's freaking crazy. Like, this is insane.
Okay, you said you saw him hitting her with a bat?
Oh, yeah, it's yeah.
Anything else that you see currently happening?
It's 2 baseball bats. It's not 1.
So he's hitting her with 2 baseball bats?
Yeah.
Is he by himself hitting her? No.
Is anybody else out there besides him, or is it just him and her? It's just him and her.
Okay, is she still on the ground at this time?
No, she's trying to get away from him.
Put the fucking bat. Put the fucking bat down. Put the fucking bat down. Drop the bat. Put the fucking bat down. Drop the bat. Put the bat down. Leave me alone. Drop the bat. Put the bat down. Alone. Leave me alone, bro. Drop the bat, bro. Leave me the fuck alone. Drop the bat. Leave me alone. Drop the bat. Drop the bat. Nope. Alone, bro. Leave me the fuck alone. Drop the bat. Leave me alone, man. Drop the bat. Leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, bro. Drop the bat. Back up. Drop the bat. Come on, dude. Drop the bat. Come on, bro. Drop the bat. Back up.
WCW, 98.
Drop the bat.
Come on.
Hey, stay to the left. Work it out. Walk the ball. Drop the fucking bat. I'm not getting over that. We can work this out.
You're screaming.
Focus on me. Focus on me. I can help you. Focus on me. Focus on me.
Shoot me. Man, shoot me, bro. Nobody wants to shoot me, bro.
Drop the weapon.
Somebody's gonna get batted, bro. Right now.
Drop the
Leave me the
bat.
fuck alone. I'll throw the
Watch your car. Watch your car. Watch your car in the back.
Fuck that car. I care about that. Fuck you. Alright? This is your fucking fault, bitch. Leave me the fuck alone, bro. Leave me alone, bro.
Hey, someone get them out of here now. Move them out of here. Hey, stop.
Put the fucking bat down.
Drop the fucking bat.
Nope. I'm not dropping shit.
Hey, those back there, start bringing the patrol cars up and blocking roads.
Go ahead.
Drop the bat, please.
Shit. Come on. I'm ready to stay
Drop
moving.
the bat, dude. Come on. Drop the bat,
Come
please.
on.
Please, come on, let's end this peacefully. Drop
I'm
the
not
bat.
in this shit, bro. I'm not in this shit, bro.
Drop the bat.
What are we doing? Yo! Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
Right.
Yeah, we have multiple cars. People in them.
Put it down. Yeah.
Ryan, go up there and get them out of the way.
Get out of the way!
No. Hey, you guys stay back.
Get the fuck back! Get the fuck back!
Yo, come on. No, stop. Stop. No. Drop the bat.
Somebody buckle.
Drop the bat.
Trudell, turn around.
Put the fucking bat down!
Don't do it now. Drop the fucking bat.
Sarge, we got lethal cover.
Drop the fucking bat. Nope.
Someone with a taser, please.
And we have multiple cars now getting hit by the bat with people in them. Detroit Crowder.
Fuck that. Drop the fucking bat now. Drop the fucking bat. Drop the fucking bat now. Drop the fucking bat now. Drop the fucking bat. Drop the fucking bat. Drop the fucking bat.
Somebody get a bag.
Get on your fucking stomach. Get on your fucking stomach now.
Hey, someone get a
Control him first. Control him. Here.
Get a bag.
Turn him over. Anyone got scissors? I know where the fucking knife is.
There you go, folks. We are 3 deep. Case number 3. This was a domestic violence case or call. You saw that a number of officers showed up. Gentleman had a bat in his hand, and they interacted with him for some time and some distance. He's walking down the street with the bat. We all saw the interaction there. Ended with gunfire. Officer ordered him to drop the bat. He did not drop the bat, and he drilled him with rounds until he was DRT, which means dead right there. He died on the spot. Any portions of this video we'd like to see again, or any questions that we have before we go to deliberations?
Let me clarify that, like, the last video is of a cop arriving last, and then he shows up and he's the one that shoots the perpetrator.
I don't know if he was the last to arrive, but you saw his, yes. He got there.
Because there's the extended period of them walking in circles, chasing this guy around. Who's
right. The shooter was not in that group that went by the bus when he's hitting the bus and all the interaction they had with him as he's walking down the street. The shooter gets there when he's in the last parking lot that he would live in. Okay. No port. You want to see the last shot again?
No, I just wanted to clarify the video, because suddenly there's a new guy who's driving up, right, and then he gets out of the car and then he's shooting the guy. So it kind of seems like he wasn't briefed. And I think the other cops after having to walk around in circles for 10 minutes, might have been a little annoyed.
Watch and listen.
Okay.
Is this the shooter, Joe?
Yes. Listen to radio traffic.
Fuck that.
Drop the fucking bat now! Drop the fucking bat! Drop the fucking bat now! Drop the fucking bat now! Drop the fucking bat! Drop the fucking bat! Drop the fucking bat!
Tell him to get it back!
Get on your fucking stomach!
Okay. If there aren't any more questions, let's put a clock up, Big Ron. Let's talk about this one. I'm going to come to Emmy. I'm coming to you first because I think you're being quiet and like getting away with some shit over here. So we're coming to you first. I'm putting you on the spot.
Yes, I am being sneaky over here. That, the other 2 videos, was kind of clear for me. For this one, I'm not trained in this in any way, but I feel like maybe there might have been a different route that could have been taken here.
I tell you what, on this one, let's change this up a little bit. I'm going to come to each and every one of you. We can use deadly force to protect ourselves or protect a third person from deadly force being used against them. So let's start with a bat. Is a bat, in your mind, a deadly weapon?
It can be. The chances, though, I mean, if it's swung and hits you in the head, it could cause major damage. I mean, I don't want to get hit by a bat, but deadly in the space that they had between them, maybe not. There's a chance.
So, okay. So you would agree that a bat, in the manner of its use, could be a deadly weapon?
Yes, it can. Yep.
But you're on the fence as to whether, with the distance, could a bat be a deadly weapon at that distance?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to Maker. Maker, same question to you. Is a bat a deadly weapon? Do you agree with that or disagree?
I mean, a bat is a deadly weapon at a certain distance, yeah, but he was way far away for that, and the officer continued to close the distance.
Right now, folks, I'm just trying to get whether we think a bat's a deadly weapon. We'll come back and talk about the distance. So, sure. Bat is, in the manner of use, can be a deadly weapon. You agree with that? You agree with that statement? Miss Kate, do you agree with that statement? That
Yes,
a
I
bat
do.
can be a deadly weapon in the manner of use? J-Bot,
100%.
are you in agreement with that statement?
Yeah, because
Yes.
it's not just deadly; it's serious bodily injury, right? So it's deadly.
Well, you're right. Serious bodily injury. So if you would hit someone in the knee with that, could that cause a protracted loss of a bodily function like walking? I think it could. So yes, it fits a serious bodily injury, and you can use deadly force to prevent both serious bodily injury and or death. Let's go to Tech Guy. Do you agree with that statement that
Absolutely.
a bat is a deadly weapon? Okay, now let's talk about the distance. How close do you have to be before a bat is a deadly weapon, or is a consideration for you as a deadly weapon?
I would say twice the length of the bat.
Okay.
Ooh, I would say the Tula drill is a good example of 20 feet. So if you're within 20 feet, a bat is a deadly weapon.
So you're thinking somewhere around the 21-foot rule with a bat? Okay. Now you call that by name, but let's refer to it generically as the 21-foot rule. That deals with edge weapons. Am I right?
Is it just edge weapons? Yeah, I think you.
I believe it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to come back to you, Maker. How close does this guy have to be before that bat can be considered a deadly weapon?
I mean, I actually kind of already knew that it was like the 21 foot rule, something like that.
But does that apply with a bat? Because that's specifically for edge weapons.
Yeah, but I mean, a bat has what, a 3 foot reach? And I don't know how tasers would act in the rain, but there's other things that could have been used other than the officer in his car going, fuck that, getting out of the car, running up between two officers and firing off rounds.
Okay. Emma, what about the distance for you with the bat?
I want to say, yeah, somewhere between, I think they said 20 feet. I think I agree with that because of that swing and the release.
Okay. And this guy was within 20 feet of not just the officer that shot, but other officers too, wouldn't you say?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right. Now, with that in context, let's go back again, and I'm going to start at the other end. I'm going to start with you, Jarbot. How do you feel about it? Taking in the distance, taking in the fact that a bat is a deadly weapon, and was it reasonable for this officer to believe that his life or the public at large or another officer's life was in danger?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he could have argued that it was a protracted engagement. They tried de-escalation, that didn't work. But a frustrated officer isn't allowed to just use deadly force because they're frustrated. And it sounds like this guy he showed up frustrated, and yeah, I don't think it was reasonable.
I think it was unreasonable. Okay, Miss Kate.
Definitely unreasonable. I mean, you didn't ask me, but I would think that at 10 feet, a bat would be a deadly weapon, not at 20, because nobody's arm is that good. And by the time the bat got to you, you would have had a chance to deflect it away. But yeah, no, there was. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
And my apologies for skipping you on the bat portion of that.
That's okay.
In this manner, one, we agree that a bat is a deadly weapon. Now we were talking about the space in between. You're saying that it's 10 feet and that this guy was well beyond that, or at least he was beyond that 10 feet. So therefore,
Correct.
the bat couldn't be a deadly weapon because it wasn't feasible for a reasonable person to believe it could be used against them.
Correct. I have other things that I'd like to say about this, but go ahead, and when we get back to it.
Well, and we'll have a chance there. I want to go to
Okay.
we've got another ghost juror. Ghost juror. Who do we have on the ghost juror line? Is it Delilah?
Delia's here.
Hey, Delia. Comments that you want to make about this?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that it's reasonable force. Hey guys, it's reasonable force primarily because it doesn't matter if he could have thrown the bat and harmed an officer or not. We haven't considered why the officers were called out there. But if he failed to comply while holding a weapon that could be considered as a weapon used in an ag assault case, it's a deadly weapon. And so, yeah, it's reasonable.
So
sadly. But yeah,
you think that it's reasonable that the guy's actions and the fact that he was armed with a deadly weapon, that the officer's actions were reasonable?
that's correct.
Very good. Hey, I appreciate you. You're the second ghost juror we've had call in, and I really appreciate you doing that. We're going to start doing this every Friday night, so I hope you'll join us again and pop in and give us your opinion. We appreciate that.
Okie dokie.
Let's go to Grumpy. With the distance in the bat, everything we've talked about, how do you feel about it now?
Definitely a deadly weapon. You know, I watched that first endless sequence and I thought, oh, this guy's suicide by cop. I figured the cops are going to like run around in circles until that guy was like so worn out he just fell over. And then this other guy, and I'm just going to call him the Yahoo gung ho cop, comes up and he's all fired up and he like shoots the guy. And so that kind of makes me lean towards not justified, actually.
You think it's unreasonable because he got there late, or he didn't try to say
He wasn't actually moving towards anybody. He came into the scene not knowing what was going on, not following like the 2-minute rule. All the other officers had it under control. It was a huge gang of people.
Hold up. What's the 2-minute rule? Never heard of this.
I've never heard of the 2-minute rule. Like you don't speak in a conversation until you've been there for 2 minutes to know what's going on.
No, but now keep in mind too, he's getting radio updates of all these officers reporting it in. He's listening to it on the radio as he gets over there. He's heard that this guy is beat on cars with people sitting in it, beat on the bus, and they're having to get people out of his way. We heard the officers tell him, "Hey, get them out of the way," so they stay away from the bat guy. So the bat guy didn't.
That was in the first video. What it wasn't in the second video.
But that's all one continuous video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had full situational awareness, Grumpy. Like he's listening to the radio calls, and yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's why when I played it again, I said, "Listen to the radio." They're talking there about how they are. He's hitting cars.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then I guess it's reasonable. Yeah.
Does it change it?
Yeah. Then he's like, you know, I still would like to talk to the other cops about how they felt about it because.
Brother, you don't get to do that.
Yeah, I know. Well, we can ask Jason.
Yeah, the thing you want to avoid, Grumpy, is you don't want to rely like on other, just because other officers aren't acting. It's that, what is that bystander issue where like everyone stands around the body, no one calls 911, right? Like just because of other officers in action, one officer can take the right action.
Yeah, maybe that's because I would have walked around in circles all night.
I tell you what, we're down to 11 seconds. Let's go to a vote. Maker, I'm coming to you first. Reasonable or not reasonable?
No, not reasonable.
Emmy, reasonable or not reasonable?
Not reasonable.
Oh, that's 2. Grumpy, reasonable or not reasonable?
I'm going to say reasonable. You convinced me. You heard enough on the radio to decide.
1 to 2. Miss Kate, reasonable or not?
Not reasonable.
Well, she got us with that one. Not reasonable. Jarbot, how do you say?
Yeah, it's not reasonable.
All right, 3-2 decision. Or was that a 4-2 decision? Yep.
I think that was a 4-2 decision, my friend.
4-2 decision, unreasonable. We've got another caller online. Who is the other caller? Is it Brandy? Let's put Brandy on live with the ghost juror.
What's up, my friends?
What's going on, Brandy? You sound like you might be an alumni to this show.
Yeah, I think I might be. I'm ready
Brandy,
to come back on for sure. What's up, Jarbot? Hey, Emmy.
Hi, Brandy. How you doing, honey?
Wonderful.
Hey,
Y'all are
Brandy.
doing great.
So tell me,
Go ahead, Joe.
did you see the video? What do you think about that one? Do you think the
did.
force was reasonable or unreasonable?
Unreasonable.
Very
Are you wondering
good.
why?
I tell you what, once you stick around, let's go to Jason, hear what Jason's got to say about that. And I actually have I can give you an update on this one. Jason, what do you think about this video? What's your overall opinion?
Well, I can start at the upfront or the back end. I'll start with the upfront. Do they not have pepper balls? Do they not have a 40 mil? Do they not have less lethal at all? That was my first thing.
Part of the radio calls, they were calling for a supervisor. Evidently, supervisors have tasers.
Screw the taser. I mean, whatever. I would rather go pepper ball or anyway. It's reasonable. I mean, the 21-foot rule is real. Whether you have an edge weapon or a bat, it takes about 1.5 seconds for them to close that ground with a bat. And I've actually been to homicides before where people were killed with bats. That's a deadly weapon, especially when you're brandishing like that. And a second and a half is a very short time to cover that. And if you get knocked upside the head with a bat, sorry, it's a bad day for you. I maybe I'm wrong, Joe. I'm not sure the outcome, but I would say under law, I think it's reasonable.
I don't know if you get a conviction, but I think that I can see an indictment with this one. And I'll say, and you and I have talked about this before, Jason, is a modern police officer, you need to be aware that you're being recorded. Him saying what he said before he got out, like, fuck this or fuck that, that was not good. That was not good with the outcome. Nope. Is our caller still with us, Brandy? You still with us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll give you guys all, I want you to hear the update on this as well. This officer was indicted by a grand jury in New Jersey. They felt that it was unreasonable, like our jury did tonight. And I get that. You know what? Honestly, I could go either way with this one. I would be okay with a jury that would no bill this or find the force reasonable. But I'd also be okay if a jury said I'm not comfortable with it, because when you look at it in its totality, and of course the officer does the shooting, he's hearing this, but he wasn't there. He wasn't there walking down the street with this guy. This guy had never really stood his ground. He was on the retreat the whole time. But I think that his demeanor, and then the way he said drop the bat and drills him 4 times, and he says it again, just no excitement in his voice at all. Drop the bat, like, I got you, motherfucker. But he was indicted on that one. This charge was, you guys followed what the real grand jury did. Are you surprised to hear that, Jason?
No, I'm not surprised. But I think once it gets to court, I do think there's some issues there with the indictment.
I think that the standard beyond a reasonable doubt is going to be really difficult, because really, guys, what they're looking at is that would a reasonable person believe that this guy presented a threat? Well, I think you could have trials. I think or testimony for 3 days on how this guy could have been a threat. You talk about the 21-foot rule. Talk about he's already beat his wife and caused serious bodily injury with a bat. He's beating on a bus window when it goes by. I mean, that could be injury. I think he's absolutely showed that. But with that, we can't linger too long, folks. That's just number 3. We still have 2 more to go. Brandy, I want to thank you so much for calling in and breaking the ice on our new little segment here, our feature of the call-in show with the grand jury. And you're awesome. I appreciate all the support that you actually give this show that maybe others don't know, but I know, and I appreciate you. And
well, thank you for having me, and I can't wait to come back on. Y'all have fun.
And we'll see you in the after party for sure.
Yes, sir. See y'all in a little while. Bye.
Okay, let's talk about, before we do that, Big Ron, we might want to talk about some Drax and Kate Daly. Drax, the Drax's Pit. Drax does a live stream. If you don't know who Drax is, you need to find him on X. He's the most entertaining guy there, 100%. More entertaining than me. I know it's shocking, but he's more entertaining than I am. But catch you at Drax's Pit on Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. He's on there with Soviet Rodin and a few others. You never know who's going to pop in on that show. But Drax's Pit, and then he also is on Kate Daly's Daily Fix 3 days a week, 6 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And once again, you'll be shocked who shows up on those shows and the inside politics stuff that she digs up. Let's run those 2 promos, Big Ron.
I'll tell you what, Joe, being shocked, they just had Roger Stone on that show. So you all ought to catch that show.
Right. You know what? Every time I hear their guest list, I think they're joking. And then I watch it like, no, they're not. They're like, yeah, literally Roger Stone was on the Daily Fix. She's amazing.
Yeah. It's great stuff. Let's run that video, Joe.
As liberals go crazy and throw their fits, come on down to Drax's Pit. Yeah, it's Drax's Pit.
Yes, folks, can't recommend both those live streams weekly. I can't recommend them. Well, I recommend them almost as much as I recommend the grand jury. It's pretty close. But with that, let's get to case number 4.
Case number 4 coming up.
Frank, you want to drive yourself?
Well, thank you. Guy, please.
David, right, when I'm not seeing the
Hey,
code,
County Police.
do you want me to try to call the caller?
County Police, are you in here?
Yes. Okay, 100%.
Yep. All right. County Police, we're
David,
coming in
for
to
you,
check, okay?
Will you double check the apartment number, please?
County Police, Alexander, you in here? Alexander.
Can't see behind you.
County Police.
You check here?
Alexander, are you back there?
David, you did confirm a permit. Do you want us to do a call back to him to see if he'll come down?
41. We're at the residence. If you could give him a call back, see if we can locate him. He's not here. Phone's charging on the guy. Oh. Let's have her double check just in case.
His wallet and keys are here. Or some type of key.
Stairwells. At least one stay at the apartment.
Can we get another couple units over here?
Alexander, you in here? Yeah, he wouldn't be able to unlock that. Alexander, it's the Howard County Police Department. Where you at?
I think you left this phone here. This is the truck.
You got a basement. Alexander, it's the police department. Are you in here? Out to the garage. Actually, not the garage, the parking lot. All right.
There's a alarm from the second floor.
Yeah, there's that start second off. All common access areas.
First floor.
Just don't want to be in that tight quarters. Fucking problem. We need an NBA photo of this guy. Oh, all right. Yeah, let's head back up to them and then
David 5-1.
start devising a plan here.
Just the advice, on the initial call, he was actually speaking at 6334 Cedar Lane across the way.
Okay, that ping me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over there and make sure it's one.
That's right. David, check.
That's what I want to know. David, you answer my question.
All right, this me and Rodriguez will branch out and start checking all the common areas. I don't want to be sitting here with him this whole time. Can one of you just stay on the apartment while we go and make checks? Yeah, that's fine.
David, just for my information,
doing
you can't
something.
just grab the residence for that phone number.
In case he comes back.
No history for the phone number.
We're gonna go check across the street. Gotcha. Did you guys pull up NBA this guy yet? Do we know what he looks like? No, but I think there's a photo in the back room, and his wallet is right there. All right. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna look at his ID.
David 21, I know you're busy, but if you can find any vehicles registered to
Virginia?
him, that would help.
Keep your work on.
That's right. I think I just got the correct spelling on his name. Didn't I?
Yeah, we just wanted to. They said the thing that there was where? In Cedar?
Across the street, like right across. This is supposed to be Park Humanum too. What are the keys? Keys. What is? I didn't have a car. Well, this just got interesting. You saw Sad back there. He checked everything.
Yeah. He checked the bathroom and everything in the small closet inside the bathroom as well.
I just haven't worked with him.
Hey, we got this guy's coming at us for the night.
All units will be here.
Game 41, where are you?
Right out front.
Alright.
You go stay with them, no check. Here, elevator.
David 10, check on unit.
10-4, we got distance for now. Talking. Do you have a taser?
No. Fucking no. No, the guy has a taser though. But you're off right.
David 5-1, do you have a description?
It'll get better, man. I'm telling you, it can get better. Stop.
Alexander, stop.
Stop. I'm telling you, stop. Please don't make me do this.
Alexander.
Stop. Do this.
Alexander, stop.
Drop the knife.
Drop it. We're getting cornered. David 41. Shots fired. Suspect down.
Give me cover. I'm gonna.
Drop the knife. Do you have a taser?
No. You guy has a taser though. But
David 5-1, do you have a description?
It'll get better, man. I'm telling you, it can get better.
Stop.
Stop now. Stop. I'm telling you, stop. Please don't make me do this. Please don't make me do this.
The devil will get his due.
Alexander, drop the knife.
Drop the knife.
No! Stop it. We're getting cornered.
David 41. Shots fired down.
Back down.
Copy, shots
Give me
fired.
cover. I'm gonna.
David,
Drop the knife. Drop the knife.
Support.
Drop the knife. Xander, drop it. Drop the knife, buddy. Give me cover fire. I'm gonna. Still got it. Still got it. Drop the knife.
let go of the knife.
10-4, still giving commands to drop the knife, boys, and drop the knife, boys, on the ground. Drop the knife. I got cuffs. Okay. I got cover.
Who's got gloves on? No, who's got gloves?
I'm gloved. Get him on. Roll him. Roll him aside.
Trauma kit. Here we go.
That's right, we got. All units, hold the air.
Drop the knife.
David 41, where are you?
We are right out front. It's okay. We can fix this. It's a common scam.
Just about this, man. About my whole life. I wake up feeling like shit every day. I have all
David 10, check those units.
but it never feels like I deserve it.
We're 10-4. We got distance for now. Talking to
I
him.
mean, this thing, I told you, this thing's pretty good right now.
Can you please drop the knife and we can talk about this?
I can't do that, man.
Come on. It's really not this bad. Listen, I've had this call a dozen times.
I don't care, man. I don't care. I don't want to live anymore. I want to be free of my pain, man. I want to be free of my pain. Go ahead.
Nobody wants to hurt you. Nobody wants to hurt you. We don't want anything bad to hear.
I know that.
David 5-1, do you have a description?
It'll get better, man. I'm telling you, it can get better. Stop now. Stop. I'm telling you, stop. Please don't make me do this. Please don't make me do this. Drop the fucking knife. Drop the knife.
No, help it. We're getting cornered.
Fuck.
David 41, shots fired, shots back down.
Copy, shots fired.
Drop it.
Drop the.
I got cover.
In control.
Promise, cheers. Cheers.
Fuck.
2-1, you can have it.
Where's the knife?
We're good.
It's right there.
You guys are good? Everybody's good?
Case number 4, folks, another disturbed person call. Disturbed person with a knife. We saw how the officers went through the building looking for this guy. They located him outside, and we saw the outcome of that. Any portion of this video we'd like to see again? We don't need to see this one again. I tell you what, we're at 10 minutes till. Big Ron, let's put up a clock. We'll work this one through to get this one in. I'm going to go to Jarbot. I'm going to you first, sir. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, he was advancing, refusing commands. Officers don't have a duty to retreat, and he had a knife. That was pretty reasonably justified. It's sad because you can clearly tell they tried to de-escalate. He wasn't interested in de-escalating, and I think it was like one of the suicide by cop kind of thing. But it was a justified use of force.
What about other options? I mean, this guy's insane. Clearly, no less than lethal or anything to try to.
Well, you heard him ask. Well, I don't know what the other officers are. You heard the one guy say he didn't have a taser on him, so it's kind of.
But he said the other officer did, the one that was downstairs.
Oh, he did? Oh, yeah, I missed that.
In the elevator, he said he had a taser.
No, he asked the other guy if he had a taser, and he said no.
And then he named another officer, said he does, and he says, "Oh, he does." He says, "Yeah, he does." Okay.
Okay, if there's an option for one of the officers to be less lethal, I would say less than lethal, you could always try that. But it's hard. It's hard because they could be psyched up on something and the taser doesn't work. And yeah, I would say it's a reasonable use of force, whether they use a taser or the firearm. If it's whatever they have at their disposal. If they don't have a taser, then a firearm is totally
okay.
justified.
So you're leaning towards that. This one's going to be reasonable. Let's go to. I want to go to Maker. Maker, what do you think, sir?
I mean, yeah, for me, there's a few things. One, the taser in the elevator, and then also, after he's telling him, "I don't want to do this," as the guy's approaching, and then after he fires, you literally hear him go, "Fuck." It's like he didn't want to have to do it.
Yeah.
So
all 4 officers engaged too. So that tells you that they were all on the same page versus.
And they definitely let him get within 20 feet because he was closer than that before they fired.
So you're leaning towards reasonable as well.
Yeah, I was going to wait for the verdict, but yes, I am.
Okay. Well, I'm just asking where you're at now. Emmy may say something to change everyone's mind. Emmy, what do you think?
I think that that was. I feel like they could have. Yeah, I feel like they could have tried to tase him instead. I don't know why they shot. I mean, he didn't seem to have a weapon or anything like that, but maybe there's something I'm not picking up on.
He had a knife, and I'm not sure that the guy with the taser was there. I mean, we heard that there was somebody there with the taser, but I don't know if any of the officers had a taser that were actually there because there were several officers.
Well, let me ask this question. Is an officer required or a person? Because, the same standard for us using self-defense is the same standard for officers. Are they required to use less than lethal when presented with lethal force? Is it a requirement?
No.
I don't know. Is it?
And taser is considered a deadly force anyways. It's just less than lethal. So it's the same justification as a firearm.
No, it's less. It is less, but yeah, they don't call it non-lethal because there are instances where people could have been killed. But it's not the same to use a taser. You can use a taser for less. What I'm asking is, are officers required as a duty before they use deadly force to exhaust other means?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's department policy might play into that, but I don't think an officer. Yeah, I mean, the one example they would always give when we're doing like embassy duties, you throw the taser out, you throw the baton out, you throw the CS out, but you deploy your weapon and then throw everything out when you're done. But and to show that you use less than lethal. But I don't think there's a justification for having to use less than lethal.
Well, when it comes to police officers in every state, people who defend their lives, with exception of duty to retreat states, they're different. You guys are special when you have that, you liberal loving folks. But in most states, you're not required. You're not required to use less lethal force when confronted with lethal force. And really, it's the same standard that applies to myself or Grumpy or Maker. or Kate, who would defend their home, we're going to be held to that same standard. And if they're like, well, you could have done something else before you shot them, does that sound reasonable? Because isn't that what we're saying? If they had a taser, they should have tried to use it, or they should try to use something else before they killed him?
That's what I think, but I'm sorry. At the last second, was he starting to charge towards them?
He was walking at a quick pace, but seemed to what triggered is the two officers near the building said we're getting cornered, and that's when everyone lit him up.
Well, I can imagine once you have a taser or a gun in your hand, you cannot have both. So once you pull that taser out, the guy's if he starts charging, I mean, very short. Like the chances of you being able to reach your gun after that is, and then you have to rely on your partner. So yeah, it's a tricky situation.
What I saw is they were backing up away from the guy with the knife, so they didn't necessarily have to fire, and then they were starting to run out of room, and then that's when they fired, because we talked about the 21-foot distance a bunch, and I think they're running out of the 21 feet.
That's fair. That's fair. I tell you what, let's run a vote on this one. We're getting close on time, and I wanted to get one more promo in before the end of the show. I'm going to you first, Miss Kate. I'm putting you on the spot. Reasonable or not?
I'm going to say reasonable with prejudice.
I don't know if there is prejudice in this jury, but I'll take your reasonable vote. Jarbot, how say
I'm
you?
gonna go with reasonable under duress.
That's
Very good.
Under duress. That's
Under duress. Wow, Jason, they're making us look like, we're running a tough game here tonight. Under duress, they give us a verdict. Grumpy, what's your vote?
I would say it's suicide by cop and perfectly reasonable. He kept talking about how he didn't want to live anymore and so on, and he wouldn't put the knife down because he wanted him to shoot them. So
reasonable, yeah.
Reasonable, yeah.
Emmy, what's your conscience say? Reasonable or not?
Unreasonable.
Unreasonable?
Yes, I think for this one, yeah. I don't think it was justified. Yeah.
Okay, very good. One unreasonable vote. Maker, your vote,
reasonable.
sir. That's a 4-1 decision, Big Ron. Reasonable force. Jason, any quick comments on this? And remember, I've got, I want to run your promo, but I've got...
Real quick, 100% reasonable.
And look, for you guys on the juror, if you haven't been to my after party spaces, you guys get first mic. You're like co-host in our after party space, and we'll cut this up and talk about it a little bit more. And I'll give you clues on the video that you're not seeing, because the fifth case we're not going to get to. But check this out, guys. This is a brand new trailer for the 3D response system.
About the safety of children and their lives, right? Well, listen to this. In 1958, 92 children and 3 teaching nuns died in a fire at Our Lady of the Angels School in Chicago. It led to a nationwide reform of fire safety in schools. Since then, not one child has died from a school fire. The same principle should be applied today. The issue of school shooters is still a problem.
A gunman shooting down at these students.
As of course we now learn about even more school shootings.
Senator Brittany Ehrman found they aren't building schools like they used to for this very reason.
The definition of school safety in today's day and age previously had not yet been defined.
With Minnesota-based 3D response systems.
One of the pushbacks we hear is we don't want our schools to look like a prison. In reality, our system is completely hidden so you don't lose that learning environment feel.
3D response systems is a multi-layered design to get the police there faster and provide tools for the people inside to survive.
I went there as a skeptic. I'm not a skeptic any longer.
Why isn't this in every school?
Because the loss of even one child's life is one too many.
But let's get this worded out and make sure that we support folks like Representative Hudson and a 3D response system. And wherever you are, whatever state you're in, go talk to your school board, go talk to your state representative. Tell them about this.
For information, or if you would just like to help, download our info sheet PDF located under the Systems
The
tab.
3D response systems design will provide safe spaces and a rapid response from first responders.
We should install in every school, public and private.
Yeah, folks, the 3D response system. There we go. 3D response system. We can't recommend that enough. If you don't know exactly what it is, go to 3dresponse.com. Come into the space afterwards, and we'll break it down for you again and what you might be able to do to get this passed as a building code in all 50 states. We put a building code in place in 1959, haven't lost a child in a fire since. We do the same thing with school shootings. I want to thank our guests tonight. It means a lot for you guys to spend a Friday night with us and to come on and kind of expose yourselves to give your opinions on these cases. And we really appreciate you doing that more than you know. Special thanks to my producers, Big Ron and Bruce Wayne. You guys should give them a follow. I know that they're not getting as much following off doing this with us as they should. But Big Ron and B Wayne on X, you should give them a follow. And of course, Jason, 3D Response is always here. And our special little ghost member tonight, Corey. Corey was the guy we got him set up as a call-in producer, and he did a good job tonight with the first call-in shows. With that, folks, give us 20 minutes. Catch us in the space.
An incarcerated individual's use of institutional telephones constitutes consent, and your calls may be provided to law enforcement agencies. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.